Welcome to Paul and Andy's podcast. I've just started this podcast and I have to inform anyone taking part in it that they are in fact being recorded. Andrew, you're being recorded. Is that okay?
It is. It's a bit of a, I was going to say it's a bit of a first for us, but it's not, is it?
I'll tell you what, mate, it's definitely the last. It takes approximately 50 minutes to drive to you in Peveril in Plymouth from Kingsbridge.
Yes.
And it's taken us an hour and 10 minutes to try and get to the point where we can record down the line episode 37 of podcasts.
I know.
And I've turned grey doing it.
Well, I have turned greyer, but we decided to do this because we... well, it's Christmas, isn't it? It's the day after Boxing Day.
It was Christmas when we started doing this.
Well, no, it was Christmas Eve actually when we started, and we failed on Christmas Eve because we wanted to do a Christmas Eve podcast, and then we tried again after Christmas Day and Boxing Day. But there we are. How was it for you?
Trying to record a podcast?
The Christmas thing. No, the other thing. The other thing, so would I.
The Christmas thing. The Christmas thing was very pleasant. Yeah, I mean, you know, what's not to like?
Everything really.
Well, yeah, I mean, if you want, I can. Okay, here's an upsum. We've only got one daughter home, Georgie, which is lovely, and it's been lovely to see her. Mm-hmm. And she's got a boyfriend who lives in a village about 25 minutes away. Yeah. And so she's over there with him. She's over here with us. He's over here with us. So that's been nice. It's been nice to see the youngsters. We decided to go to a service on Christmas evening, the midnight communion or mass if you prefer. And then we'd have the day clear to go for a walk and just relax and chill. Yeah. And what has been particularly lovely is the fact that we don't have anything bearing down on us. There's usually lots of meetings, this, that and the other. Helen's busy, I'm busy. There's things to prepare, things to think about. There's articles to write and stuff like that. And it's just sort of eased off. So you can kind of bimble around and it feels a bit odd for a while because you think, I should be doing something. I should be engaged in something, and it's just been lovely. So that has been super. But we went to the Christmas service, and it didn't really tick any of the boxes. And I do apologise if the vicar's listening to this podcast. There's nothing to do with you, Jax. You're great. You're funny. You're amusing. You're engaging. But the whole thing just lacked soul. I think there was something missing from it. The organist was missing, and that meant they had to play digital carols in. It was a proper pipe organ, but it was, select how many verses and how many choruses you want, and off we go. So that probably is why it lacked a bit. And I was all sung out, but you don't want umpteen verses of little child of Bethlehem, little town of Bethlehem, do you? You just want just a few's fine. You don't need them all.
No, you don't.
Especially when there's only about 30 people in the congregation, most of whom have not been inside a church since last Christmas. So that was the most disappointing aspect of it. But noted for next year. Yes. We won't do that. And we had turkey. Did you have a turkey?
Or? Yeah, we had a turkey. We went to Sally's mum and dad's in Downderry on the day, just there and back in a day. It's not too far. And
it's only over the bridge, isn't it? Downderry. Yeah. For those listeners who don't know the geography of the area, you go over the Tamar Bridge and turn left.
Yes. Yeah. Yes, and try and avoid all the speed cameras. But the great news is that on Christmas Day, the Tamar Bridge is free.
Well, it's worth going back and forth just to celebrate, isn't it?
It is, absolutely. But I think you're currently experiencing a syndrome.
I'm definitely experiencing
PSD, which is post-Santa decline, because throughout the whole of December, you have been Father Christmas, one of our tourist attractions here in Devon, and you've been working really hard, and suddenly it goes from 60 miles an hour to nothing overnight, doesn't it? Because Christmas Day comes, nobody wants you anymore, Paul.
Are you talking about coming down, darling? I'm coming down.
Your performance.
It's a bit like that, but to be honest with you, you do feel like that when you come out of the grotto at the end of a shift. You kind of think, wow, I've just done 150 little performances.
Yes.
And but no, it was lovely, and Pennywell were very generous. A couple of bottles of fine wines as a thank you and a Christmas present, and they paid me, so that's even better. So that's, Christmas is behind us. We're in that betwixt season.
Yes, where nobody knows what day it is.
No, I don't know. What day is it, in fact?
It's Sunday today.
You had to look at your watch, didn't you? It is.
Yes.
It is Sunday today.
It is Sunday. Everything's
so
a bit
I was
out
thinking of going
kilter.
to church today to kind of make up for Christmas Eve, but in fact, quite a lot of the churches are not having a meeting today because they don't need to, because they have one, next week. So I did. So been walking the dog. The dog's been well walked. We've been to the beach. Did you get lots of nice presents from your sibling, from your family and your daughter and your son?
The main thing I got for Christmas was a cold. I started with a cold on Christmas Eve, and you can probably just hear it in my voice. It's just about going. But I've been pretty bunged up over Christmas, which is fair enough.
Nasally bunged up.
Yeah, it makes sprouts palatable.
Anally bunged up.
Yes. Head cold. But it was lovely to see the kids and everything, and that's great. But do you find this as well? I mean, both our kids are grown-up children now, aren't they? And they live elsewhere. Yeah. But when they come home, they nick all your food. And all your
I don't like to look upon it as them stealing it, Andy.
I do.
They share food, really. They don't.
They're the ones that are sharing it. They're taking it.
They don't take it in the middle of the night.
Don't yours have? Yours got that far yet?
Well,
all right, okay.
I haven't checked. I haven't done an audit, and they're very welcome to it. But yes, you do notice that suddenly, where's all the milk gone?
Where's all the cereal gone?
I was going to have those prawny things, and they're gone.
Yeah,
now.
exactly.
I don't. You don't begrudge it, don't you? Did you get socks?
Only if it's chocolate. I have to hide the chocolate when they come round. Yeah. I did get socks. I did get socks. Yeah, socks and pants, which is great. And I also got the autobiography of Anthony Hopkins, which is I've read already, actually.
That's my Hannibal Lecter, by the way.
Oh, very good.
Glass of Chianti,
and it's really good. I enjoyed it enormously.
I think his acting's wonderful.
Yeah, but it talks about his early life, and it talks about all of his life so far. And a great portion of that, obviously, is 50 years ago he decided to get sober at the age of 37, and it's quite interesting, his sort of explanation of that and his process. And he went to an AA meeting, and he still goes to AA meetings in Los Angeles. Imagine being there, on a Sunday night, sitting in a church hall in Los Angeles, and Anthony Hopkins walks in. That'd be amazing. So he still comes back to Wales quite a lot because he's got friends and stuff.
Why don't you invite him to one of your meetings?
Well, I was going to. I was thinking to myself,
I think that would be lovely.
Because you know that now we are an international podcast. Sir Anthony, if you are listening in Los Angeles, the next time you're over in England, Wales in your case, and you'd like to do a share, then give us a call and we'll get in touch on the podcast address, and you can come to our meeting. It would be really nice to have you there and listen to your story of experience, strength and hope. And who knows, you could even bring a few copies of your book with you and sign them for us. That would be lovely. But there,
it would. And I should explain the slight sniggering about international podcast audience, because you can get on to the what are they called, not the asymmetrics. You can look at the
stats, what's they called? Data.
Anyway, you can get behind
analytics.
Thank you. You can get behind the whatever it is that we use, Spotify, and you can find out who's listening and where. So beware. We know if you're listening, and we know where you live, because it tells you by country and by name, and it was absolutely fascinating, wasn't it? Really?
It was, yeah.
We, as we've repeated ad nauseum, we only really do this for us and our friends. I'm sorry about that ding dong, by the way.
Was that your wife calling you?
It's my wife going out. I keep a tracker on her. She's going to walk the dog. Believe it or not, 35% increase in our audience in the last year. That's pretty good. 116% total new audience. Wow. 190% increase in total followers since last year.
Wow.
And a 210% increase in total listening. Now, I don't really know what all that means. It just means that I suppose we're reaching more people, which is good if we're reaching more people and cheering them up, and particularly if we're reaching people who've got an addiction of some sort, because we talk about addiction a lot. Alcoholics Anonymous is very much a thread that runs through our podcasts. Episode 18, I think was this time last year. It was called The Year is Full of Promise, and it played to 63% more than the average episode, so a lot of people like that. And the countries that it reached, this is weird, unless people have gone on holiday, India, Iceland, the US, Australia, and the UK. Now, I don't know anyone who's listening in India. If you are listening in India, please drop us a Gmail, will you? It's PaulandAndysPodcast at gmail.com. PaulandAndysPodcast at gmail.com. We really want to hear from you if you're listening to us in the Punjab or anywhere really. Iceland, I kind of get that. I've got a friend in Iceland. The US, I've got a cousin there. Australia, that's where the Pellies live. Hi Pellies, Happy New Year.
Yes.
The UK. So anyway, what does that mean for next year, which is not so very far off, is it? What are we going to do with it? What are we going to do with this?
I think a world tour, Paul. From what you've just told me, we'll start off in Australia, and then we'll just work our way around the globe, taking a bit of the United States and maybe a trip to Reykjavik.
I love the sound of that.
And maybe, go to Goa or somewhere like that in India.
Yeah.
Kerala.
I'd like to go to Kerala.
Yeah, that would be nice. So we could take the whole show on the road.
Well, we could do. There's just one slight fly in the ointment, as far as I'm concerned. Finance. Who's going to? Brought to you by who?
Yeah, I don't know. We need to find some sort of rich benefactor.
Brought to you by Alcoholics Anonymous.
No.
Well, your new friend Anthony Hopkins, maybe he'd finance it.
Well,
he throws some money in.
Perhaps he would.
Or should we crowdfund it?
Oh no, I don't. I'm always uneasy about crowdfunding.
Are you?
Yeah.
What, for yourself, you mean?
No.
You made a nice living out of it.
I would. Don't you dare. But no, I always feel a bit sort of odd. It's. I don't know. It's a bit like begging, really, isn't it?
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Do you know what I mean?
Right.
I think it's okay for certain things. Like if it's a community group that want to get together, that want to, save their local pub, and they can't raise enough money on their own, and they know that people outside the village come to the pub and enjoy that sort of stuff, then they might go for a crowdfunder. And I think that's fair enough, because you don't know who you're going to reach.
Yeah.
But for certain things, you get people that say, I'm doing a sponsored walk around the Maldives. Can you crowdfund me, please? And I'm thinking, no, I don't think I can, actually.
Yes, the first leg of the journey is business class to the Maldives.
Yeah. And I'm coming back first class because my feet will be very sore. Yeah.
Well, crowdfunding's out. Maybe we just ought to do it cheap and just go around Britain, maybe. Just go and visit where we're asked to go. And maybe we could be put up on people's couches. That would be just as much fun, to be honest.
It would, actually. That would be great fun. I'd really enjoy that.
You asked me what I've been doing over Christmas, and one of the nicest things that I did, and he will be listening at some point, is I got a message from our Richard, who we've been following, as you know. He's become a good friend, and he said he was over the allotment and he was hungry. So I dutifully picked up a couple of rolls, turkey rolls, and a ham roll, and a thermos of coffee. And I walked over the other side of the valley to where his allotment is, and there he was, shoveling muck onto the allotment patch. Yeah, it was, and I watched him do that because I wasn't going to help. And we sat on a bench in the sun, past the time of day. Gave thanks for the wonderful blue sky and the sun that was out yesterday, and talked about new growth, new life, new possibilities. Really lovely.
Well, that's good. So all I've got to do now is just ring you up and say I'm hungry, and then that happens, does it?
Yes, it's a bit like Just Eat.
Wow, that's amazing.
I'm thinking of starting that sort of service, actually. I'm going to call it Get Stuffed.
Get Stuffed, I like it.
Well, I did see a travel agent once that had a big poster in their window and it said, "Go away." I just thought that was brilliant. So simple, to the point. Go away. Yeah. I think I always thought, that chain of shops, that national chain called Go Outdoors. I always thought it should be called something else, like Naff Off Outside. Oh, I did. I wanted to add it on the bottom because it had Go Cycling, Go Trading, Go Canoeing, Go this, and I went, go screw yourself. I'm not interested. But I thought, no, that's not very pleasant. We don't like that sort of language in this podcast.
No, we don't. We try and refrain from that.
Yeah, but I couldn't help it. Yeah, go get stuffed. Go away. So, what are your thoughts about next year? I mean, what are we going to do?
Next year? That's ages away. It's a few days away, so it's less than a week, I suppose. But I mean, I haven't thought about tomorrow yet. And next year, 2026, we'll be up to, won't we? No idea. I don't try and plan things. I just let things happen these days.
So you're supposed to say, "I don't know."
I don't know.
And that's for Alex Lohman.
Okay, yes.
I don't know. To be honest, I just don't. I used to pretend that I knew. Quote Andy Breer.
Yeah.
And now I don't even bother.
No, I can't even be bothered to do that. So I'll just be honest and say I don't know. I don't really. I think I've never really enjoyed New Year's Eve and New Year's Day. I find it really tiresome.
Yeah,
and people start off with the best of intentions, and there's nothing wrong with that. But and people put a lot of hope. I think they expect too much in a new year. And the year will bring its share of good and bad, as all years do. And
I don't even think it's about the year. I think it's about the night, because they have expectations of all getting together and having a drink.
And it's never as good as they think it's going to be.
And you think, what are we celebrating here? Another year of our life is gone.
Yeah.
Another year's about to start with all the hassle that it's going to bring, as well as some lovely things, of course. And you end up singing "Should Old Acquaintance Be Forgot," holding hands with people you've only just met that night and will never meet again and don't really care about. So
and somebody, usually a girl, has got their head down a toilet, and another one's crying in the kitchen.
That was years ago, wasn't it?
Well, I don't know. I've been to parties like that, and I don't want to go to them anymore.
Well, it was years ago. I was so ill in America once. I was so ill on tequila. We were done tequila poppers. So that's tequila and lemonade, and you slam them down and then knock them back. So it's all fizz. And I was so drunk that I crawled on all hands and knees, all fours, to the toilet. And I was so dehydrated, I was drinking water out of the toilet bowl, splashing it on my face. And they said I was leaning so hard into the toilet that I had American Standard printed on my forehead, which is a bit like having Shire's Links printed on over it. So I can't even look at Jose Cuervo tequila bottle without throwing up.
You're obviously a dog in a former life, drinking from the toilet.
Well, without wishing to be too serious, that's you who've described, and you know that the world of an alcoholic or someone addicted to drink, you can sink that low.
Oh gosh, I've sunk lower than that. But yeah, if you think that's a low, but that's what I'm saying about New Year's Eve. It always ends in a bit of sort of a damp squib, really. I know people let fireworks off at midnight, and that's another thing to endure for the rest of us, especially pet owners.
Well, we're venting a bit. Hang on a second.
Sorry.
That's it. That's better.
Less ranting. Less ranting in 2026.
Yeah, more positive stuff.
But I think I'll try.
Be on to us.
Yes.
She'll contact
I
us.
know.
Bit less
but I think try and think positively in the new year, or more positively, but don't be unrealistic. I think is the way to go, especially for me. I'm not telling anybody else what to do, because there lies danger. So I wouldn't dream of it.
Now, you told me on Christmas Eve
that
you went to a meeting.
I did. Christmas Eve meeting.
So a Christmas Eve AA meeting. They go on even on Christmas Eve?
Even on Christmas Day they go on. So if our meeting is a Wednesday and we have another one on a Sunday, i.e. tonight, if those days happen to fall on New Year's Day, Christmas Day, Easter Sunday, it still goes ahead. The meeting still goes ahead no matter what. So it's interesting. But you mentioned that, but it's been very, very interesting to look at the numbers at meetings. They kind of go down. Normally at our Wednesday meeting we get about 30 people. But if they run up to Christmas, they kind of go down to about 20 people. And then after Christmas, second week in January, they start going up again quite rapidly as people start doing their New Year's resolutions. I've got to drink less, I'll go to AA, all that sort of stuff. And then the reason for the dip is that a lot of people who are thinking about giving up say to themselves, I know, I'll just get Christmas out of the way first, because they can't even begin to think about Christmas and New Year without drinking, because it's ingrained in our culture. But it is possible, and what's more, it's actually quite enjoyable to do Christmas without drinking any alcohol. And you remember everything as well, which is great.
I think eating less and drinking less, or not at all, is not a bad way to continue, because you don't need to gorge on platefuls of turkey and piles of puddings and whatever. You don't need to. No. And I don't really know why some people do it, because you don't feel good for it, do you?
No, you just feel dreadful afterwards, don't you? That awful too full feeling, that pumped feeling is just very uncomfortable, isn't it?
Well, it is. Have you ever thought of colonic irrigation?
Me? No. Why? Do you think I need it?
No, I have no idea. I just wondered. I just thought I'd throw that question out there.
No, never really considered it. No.
Only because it seemed like a good idea in terms of plumbing to descale your pipes, and have a good old clean out.
It depends if you live in a hard water area, doesn't it?
Why does it matter?
Well, your pipes are going to get more furred up if you live in.
Well, there's a lot of stuff that clings to your intestinal tract that doesn't need to be there. But I do wonder if
I've never thought about it.
I do wonder if dislodging it is worse. If you actually exacerbate problems by cleaning stuff off. It's a bit like trying to clean a radiator, isn't it? And you think, well, it seemed to be okay, but now I've uncovered rust at the bottom there.
Yes.
And now I've got to cover it up or whatever.
Yeah, I suppose you're right. I've never thought about colonic irrigation, and I'd be very interested to hear from somebody who has gone through with that, and if they saw any benefit afterwards, or the reverse, or if it was the worst idea they've ever had.
You're listening to Paul and Andy's podcast. If you've had colonic irrigation, do write to us at paulandandysPodcast@gmail.com.
Well, that's maybe we could get some colonic companies to sponsor us.
Yeah,
I was just thinking about having a clean out and having I'm thinking of packing up my CDs and either getting rid of them or putting them in the loft, and I can't decide what to do. And I think we'll probably do a bit of both. We'll keep some that we think are sentimental value, and we'll get rid of the rest of them. They've got no value. They've got absolutely no value.
No, nobody wants CDs anymore. Either use them as bird scarers or
well, you have to
throw them away.
Play Des O'Connor music to scare the birds away. I mean,
well, yes,
with a CD player in the garden.
Yeah, and a big speaker. And that would really annoy the neighbours as well. So that's
what you mean is you hang them up, don't you? That's what you mean, really.
Yeah, they catch the light, and birds don't like that. So apart from magpies, obviously.
We've had a lot more birds in our garden. We've Helen's put a load of fat balls out. No jokes, please. Ooh, missus. But we put our sort of sunflower hearts, and we did have bird feeders before, but she's gone to town, and it's like a bird village. It's a mecca for all kinds of birds now. And we had goldfinches, and we've had lots of lovely robins and dunnocks, and there was a coal tit. I just recorded it in the garden, and it makes a noise sort of like this. I thought, what's that? I knew it was a bird of some sort, but I've got an app on my phone, and I worked and told me it was a coal tit. So there you go.
Oh,
very nice,
brilliant, fantastic.
So New Year's resolutions before we go?
I don't do them.
Right.
I'm going to do dry January though.
Off. I don't think I am, although I might do. Do you recommend it?
I think it's really dangerous, actually, so I don't recommend it.
Yeah, I think just cut it down a bit.
Yeah, but it's really hard though. If you're an alcoholic, which you're not, obviously. But I think people underestimate drink, and to go from drinking quite a lot to nothing at all is really, really dangerous, and you can have a seizure. So
can I just ask you? Yeah, in fact, you did, didn't you?
Yeah.
Yeah, very serious, very serious. Can I just ask you quickly about? I mean, it's not covering old ground because there's so much to talk about regarding alcohol addiction, let alone any other addiction.
Mm.
But how do you know? You said you're obviously not an alcoholic. How do you know that?
I knew when I crossed the line, and I've heard this from a lot of people in AA, that they say you kind of know when you cross the line from being somebody that drinks a lot to being an alcoholic. It's the difference between wanting a drink and needing a drink to function normally, and that creeps up on you. It's a very, very progressive and gradual thing, and I knew exactly the moment that happened, and that's when I panicked and thought, there's really no going back. You can't rein it back yourself. That's the problem. So that's why drinking a lot is not a good idea, because if you are, you could become an alcoholic.
Yeah.
It's a very, very thin line between, as I say, being somebody who drinks a lot to being an alcoholic.
Yeah.
And you cannot reverse that process either yourself, I don't think. And certainly stopping cold dead when you're a heavy drinker is a really, really dangerous thing to do. And any doctor will tell you that, or any nurse. So if you do drink a lot and you think you're doing dry January, then I really wouldn't recommend it.
So if somebody's listening to this for the first time, maybe haven't heard some of the previous podcasts we've done, sharing stories and stuff, if they think they might have a drink problem, what do they do?
Well, you can do lots of things. You can go and see your doctor if you can get an appointment. That's always a good first step, and say, I think I'm drinking too much. But when you do, be honest about how much you drink. That's where people go wrong, because they don't want to hear, the doctor's opinion of you. So they kind of say, well, I go out and I have a few pints when, they've had about 10. So, be honest with people. And if you think you've got a drink problem, just go put AA into Google and ignore the Automobile Association bit. And you'll be able to find on the Alcoholics Anonymous website a meeting near you. Just put your postcode in, and you'll find a meeting, and just go along. And you'll find a really, really friendly bunch of people.
What you're saying is just do it. And you will meet a whole cross section. I know you've told me. We're talking about Anthony Hopkins. Who knows? It might just be the time that he comes across from Wales and joins in Plymouth and do that. Okay.
Sorry, I was just going to say. I mean, I know people who were in my meeting that when they lived in London were in the same meeting as people like Eric Clapton and Ringo Starr. And, you know, they just thought, oh, God, it really can happen to anybody. You don't have to be special or not or whatever.
A musician.
Yeah, or a musician or anybody, you know, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter how much you earn, it doesn't matter how poor you are, it can affect anybody. So,
well, we are seeing
you won't be judged, put it that way.
We are seeing progress under our nose with one or two people, especially Richard. I was talking to him about it, and you know, it's amazing. I mean, it's nothing short of amazing how life is becoming potent and real and wonderful for him, and it wasn't. It was desperate, and it was ending, and it was dreadful. So, yeah, let's pray for that. If you're a praying person, and I am. Matey, we've been talking online. It's not been anywhere near as nice as being in the same room. But it has been good. It has been lovely. So thank you. I just want to thank you, A, for being my friend, and B, for giving up time with such alacrity to do these podcasts, which we have no idea about. We're just finding our way. But thank you so much. I really, really, really do appreciate and love you.
Thanks, Paul, and I couldn't say it better myself. And thank you. I appreciate your friendship and your love and your care and your camaraderie. And hello to everybody in Reykjavik.
It just remains, really, for us to wish anyone who's fallen into this podcast and followed us a very, very happy new year. Happy new 2026.
Yes, have a great 2026, but we will speak to you very, very shortly.